First off, the plans of just trying to get back on the field. This is a little different model, obviously, than you had last year as you traveled around the country. But in some ways, it might be conducive to getting back in competition out on the field, Paul.
That's right. I'll first say that, Mike, it's great to be connected with you. I've grown up listening to you call sports, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And then second of all, this certainly has been the product of a great executive team that we have at the PLL. My brother is my co-founder and CEO of this league, and then frankly, daily conversations with NBC and a number of other leagues, and now correspondence more recently with the White House's Sports Committee Task Force. And we've developed a COVID-19 medical committee that consists of internal and external doctors and medical practitioners who are advising us. For us, to your call out, we had a couple of things in our advantage. One is that we're true single entity as a league, so we just got let in by NASCAR, and they have that similar ability to move quicker than a trade association league with 32 different owners servicing their state and the national association. And then the second is, because this is our second season, we just expanded to a seventh team. So when you look at a solution that's fully quarantined, and that means take over an entire campus, we have 154 players. And then between ops, medical personnel, production, and talent, that takes us to still under 300 total. So I think that's where the challenge is right now with the NBA, the NHL, and a few other groups is, how do you create a bubble or a quarantine model that's safe for everyone involved, and are those locations and campuses available? And then becomes the time period. And as we've seen, that can stretch out 3 months, and there are some complications there, familial and as well as other obligations. So I think to your call out, Mike, we have the advantage of being newer and more agile.
We only have 3 minutes, but there are a couple of points I want to hit, so let's try to hit them quick. You mentioned the White House Return to Sports Task Force. Were they encouraging and saying, yes, you can do this, or were they giving you more guidelines of how you can do this?
They were encouraging, but they were giving us guidelines around timing. So I think it's important, while we're sitting here on May 6th, we won't be playing until July 25th.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
so to that extent,
secondly, the sport.
I'll add too that they've advised us that point of care testing will be available nationwide. And I think that's what sports leagues are really looking at, Mike, is are we going to be into a place where we're giving COVID testing in place of a symptomatic human in another state that otherwise would need it? And that's not going to be the case from the indications for us.
Paul, you shared a big point there. That's what we keep talking about with the contact sports. And lacrosse this is one of the first contact sports, player defending another player physically, that we've talked about with some sort of a plan. Contact testing is going to be massive with hockey and basketball and football at a potential rollout. The sport as a whole, a tremendous sport with pockets of great support in places like Long Island, like upstate New York, like the DMV, Massachusetts. Now it's gone around the country. Where have you seen the growth in this sport in terms of the participation of high school players and even younger lacrosse leagues starting to build around the country?
Yeah, like you said, they're all over the country. Our headquarters is in Los Angeles, and a lot of people expect us, Mike, when we announce the league, to be in New York or Baltimore or Boston. And so we wanted to be where the game is developing, and that's on the West Coast to the Midwest. And just a few stats I'll share with you before we go is there's 2.5 million participants in the U.S. That number grows year over year. There's 10 million fans, and this game has been around for hundreds of years, competed at the college level since the NCAA's inception. So what we're doing in partnership with NBC is professionalizing the game and bringing it to the masses, and not just core lacrosse fans, but hopefully sports fans all over the country.
Well, I watched a lot of it on summer weekends last year, and as somebody who was around lacrosse during my college days, it was really cool. You played at one of the great schools, Johns Hopkins, twice a national champ. We're excited for year 2 of the PLL. Let's hope things stay in shape in terms of the health, and we're able to do that. Paul, thanks for a few minutes. We'll catch up with you as we get closer to getting back on the field.
Thanks for having me, Mike. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.